All the clubs that I've played for, and also some of the um, big players that I've also trained with from Chelsea all the way up on my wall in my gym room.
Nice, nice. COVID-19, the various leagues are on break. What's happening in England?
Um, this virus has really distracted a lot of things over here. The season has been suspended. Most of the most of the clubs, most of the teams, most of the leagues in the lower leagues have been suspended. Now we're waiting for the Premier League and the English Championship, League One and League Two, to find a date and resume.
Do you think it will be possible for the English FA or even the English League to end the season? Would it be possible?
Yeah, I think they have to financially. They need to make sure that the season goes ahead. If it doesn't, then there's going to be a lawsuit for the TV revenues from Sky, from BT Sports, and from all the other broadcasters. Will be in the Premier League will be in big trouble for that because next season they won't be able to get the money that they normally get from the broadcasters. So the league definitely is going to go ahead. It's just a matter of time before they find a date.
What do you make of the French league canceling the rest of the season? Also, the Dutch Eredivisie League also canceling the rest of the season. What do you make of those two leagues and even the league in I think in Belgium? Yes, also canceling their league. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously with Belgium, France, and some of the other countries cancelling their season, that puts doubts into the the Spanish FA, the English FA, um, to also cancel it. And people are calling it in England for them to cancel it because you know people's health is is better than continuing this league. But I, I think with all the financial implications that will happen to the FA, they are going to force the players to return back to their clubs and for the league to continue. That's the talk over here.
When was the last time you were in Ghana?
I was in Ghana in January. Um, I've got a football academy over there that I host a tournament twice every year, one in January and one in May. So I try to come as much as I can.
Okay. Now let us look at yourself playing for Chelsea at a youth level, captaining them, playing for the English national team at a youth level. When we talk about
Yeah,
Seth Nana Chumesi, were you born here or you were born in the UK?
I was born in Ghana, born in Kumasi, lived in Accra, went to school at Datus, and then I moved here at the age of 11 with my parents. So I joined my parents here, and then I've lived there ever since.
So you moving as a young guy to the UK,
Yeah.
what motivated you to choose football ahead of other sports?
Um, well, I had a choice really when I was doing athletics and football at the same time. I went to in England. They have this competition. It's like the African Championship. It's called the English Games, and I went there. I was running 100 meters and 200 meters. I enjoyed that side of it because my dad was a very good athlete before he left Ghana. So that was something that I also wanted to do. But when the time came to choose between football and athletics, I was enjoying football more than athletics because I was enjoying the training side of it more. So when Chelsea offered me the scholarship and also the athletics option was there, I chose to go to Chelsea.
Okay, so in Ghana, did you play for any of the youth teams, any of the clubs here, or you started playing professionally in UK?
No, I didn't. I didn't really in Ghana football. I wasn't really playing football. Every time I go and play football, I was getting the beating of my life when I get home. uh, because I used to they used to give me Saliwati.
Mm.
I'll use it as a goalpost, and when I finish playing, by the time I forget, so I'll leave it there. And when I come home, I was getting beaten. So football wasn't really um, something that was encouraged in our
Okay.
family. So um, I stopped playing. I wasn't really playing. I only picked it up when I came to England.
Okay. So in England, was Chelsea your first destination? How did that Chelsea move come true?
Yeah, Chelsea was my first destination. Basically, I was playing for my school team, and we went to play a tournament. And in the tournament, I played very, very well, and the Chelsea scout was there. So he said to me that I was very quick, but technically I wasn't the best. So he's going to work on me and polish me up. Um, and then for maybe 3 months. So I'd done that with him for 3 months, and then he sent me on trials at Chelsea. And within 3 days, they offered me a contract to be in the academy. So I was there from under 12s all the way, captain the under 16s, under 18s, and reserves. And then I left in 2010.
Mm. Let us look at your stay at Chelsea. When you were at the youth side, who were the
Yeah,
senior players that were around during your moments?
yeah. Well, obviously we had Drogba's, the Essiens, the Makeleles, the Balaks, John Terry's, Lampards. We had plenty of them that I can say I was privileged to have the opportunity to train with every day, and also being in around the first. It was a big privilege.
Mm. And what was your foundest moments at Chelsea?
When I sat on the bench against Stoke in the FA Cup, of which the shirt is up on the wall
Okay,
that
so
one.
there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the happiest moment of my time over.
Mm. Now, take me through the developmental stages. Under 12, the various
Hello.
generations that you played for. What are some of the things that they taught you as young as you were a teenager? What are some of the things that they teach you in the academy? What do you do there? We are curious to know.
Um, Basically, to believe in yourself. That uh, don't take things for granted. That's for sure. I think you get into a big club of Chelsea, where everything is given to you too early. The money, like the training ground, the facilities, everything. So by the time you go home you leave your house to go to the training ground, your kit is laid out for you. All you have to do is basically put your stuff in your locker, get changed, go and get food at the canteen, and then go out to train. So everything was done for you pretty much. But then when you leave clubs like Chelsea to go to a different club, that's when like things are not the same, and
Mm,
sometimes younger players struggle to adapt to that system of things not being exactly the same as Chelsea was. So that's a lesson that I learned, and also all the managers that I work under, Mourinho's, Ancelotti's, and the advice and the things that they gave me is still with me up to this day.
mm. And I know you played for the English national team at the under 16, under 17, 18, and even 20. Were you contacted by
Yeah.
the Ghana FA to play for Ghana, or you were not given the opportunity to play for Ghana?
I once sat down with Akosiapia. This is when he was part of the coaching team in
Mm,
2008.
mm,
I sat down with him. We had a positive talk about me representing Ghana, of which I was happy to. He took a couple of my games that I played for Chelsea, etc., and he said he'll get into touch with me again. I never heard back from him. So obviously at the time I was also playing for England, so I never heard back from Ghana. I was like, well, there's no phone call, there's nothing. So England have pulled me up, then why not? So I carried on playing for England.
mm. And do you think it was the best decision to choose England over Ghana? Was it a best decision?
Obviously, if I had the choice to choose between England and Ghana, Ghana is my country of birth. So I would have chosen Ghana, but I didn't have the choice. If you get what I'm saying. I sat down for Kwesi. He said he was gonna like speak to the managing staff and get back to me, and no one really got back to me. And at the same time, I didn't chase it up because I had an opportunity with England. So if they, I felt like if they don't want me, then why should I chase them? That was what I thought.
And tell us about playing for. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Tell us about playing for England at the youth level. How was it like? Was it financially rewarding? And what are the opportunities you got when you played for England, especially at the national level, youth side?
Well, playing for England, obviously, financially, yeah, it's okay, but they don't do it like how everything is done in Ghana. Uh, Ghana, you get the winning bonuses, you get all that kind of stuff, but in England, it's like a privilege to represent the country. So a lot of the things are donated to charity. So your winning bonus and stuff like that are donated to charity, but financially it's also good. You get There's a whole lot of packages that come with playing for them, and also there's a packages also that you donate half of what you get to charity for better cause. So yeah, it was good. It was good representing them, and I wouldn't say I regret it. I don't, because it also opened doors for me that that I never thought would happen. If you mention my name is there on my CV that I represent England, and you can go to your next club knowing that is there on your CV.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying. So yeah, it's helped me in a major part of my career so far.
Now let us look at your stay at Chelsea, the youth side. What was the reason why you were not able to break into the senior side, or you playing regularly for the senior side?
I had many players in front of me who I have to say they were better than me. I'm a very honest person. And also I had Ivanovic who was playing in my position. I had Paulo Ferreira who was playing in my position, and occasionally Essien was also playing in a right back role where Mourinho utilized them there when they needed it. So I was battling with three very, very good players: Paulo Ferreira, Champions League winner; Ivanovic, Serbian international, and then we have a Ghanaian international who was at the top of his game. A very good friend of mine as well, who was playing there at the time. So it was very, very tough to break into the first league, and also a change of managers also didn't help my cause. Where I feel like when I was getting closer, the manager would then get sacked, and then when um, the new manager comes in, he has to try to be successful straight away. So they will be bringing in their own players, and then it went from Paulo Freire, Ivanovic to Boswinger coming in. So you're battling against four different players. Essien can also play there, uh, battling all the time. So it was very, very hard. So at the end, I still had a 1 year left on my contract, and I was getting frustrated of not breaking in. So I decided to leave after, even though I had a year left, and it was a decision to go out there and go and play men's football.
Yeah, and obviously the biggest and the most successful Ghanaian player so far at Chelsea is Michael Essien. Tell me,
Yeah.
what impact did Asian make at Chelsea? And you were right there when he was playing. How huge was Asian at Chelsea?
He's a legend. He's a legend. Um, the role that he occupied after Makelele left, making the holding midfield role his own. He scored a Bisson at Chelsea, Express, due to his energy, his drive in midfield, his hunger to win the ball back, to try to play forward passes and get in the box also to score goals. He was a huge impact, and up to this day, Chelsea fans value him a lot because he brought a lot to the game. And it goes to show that that goal he scored against Barcelona as well, that left foot volley,
Yeah.
um, and the one he scored against Arsenal is always forever being played at Chelsea. every time because he's left a massive made a massive impact at Chelsea that he's called a legend, and it's very rare for a foreign player to come to England and become a legend. The likes of him and Drogba have done it.
Let us. Are you in constant communication with Michael Essien? How is the
Yes,
relationship between
he's
yourself and
he's
him?
uh, he's class. He's my mentor. Anytime any advice because he played in the local league in Ghana before he transferred. He knows the system more than me. So even running my academy stuff, a lot of things that I speak to him about. He gives me advice. This is what you have to do. This is this is this is how they do it. This is how Liberty did it before. And I take a lot of advice from him, and he's mentoring me very well.
And you, as an African player, moving from Africa to UK and being drafted into the Chelsea system, did you face any opposition in terms of because of your skin color? Were there some discrimination? Or did you have to work as twice before you were given the opportunity? What was it like?
No, obviously moving here, first thing to adapt was to learn English properly, and also acclimatize to the weather because the weather is very coming from a hot country to where it's very very cold. So I had to adapt. So it took me a while to get used to it. Also, the culture, the food, everything was different. So after I adapted, and when I got the opportunity at Chelsea, I never really looked back. Everything was happening very, very fast for me. Where I went from one of the up and coming players that I was to be one of the next big things because of like after I adapted, everything was like very, very easy and flowing for me. I was better than the people that I was playing with. So instead of playing the age that I was playing 2 years up with the senior boys, so things were moving very, very quick. It was moving very, very fast. And that's when I was offered a contract at Chelsea way before I should have like got it. Because you get given a contract here, professional contract at 16, but I was offered that 2 years before my time. So yeah, it was after I settled, everything was like really, really easy and flowing.
Okay, let us touch on African players. A lot of African players, obviously, not all, but some do make it to Chelsea and even these European clubs, especially even in England, for trials. But
Yeah.
most of the time, they fail to make it. And you've seen some of them come for trials, come to play. What do you think accounted for these players not making it at Chelsea? Okay, so we've lost Seth Nana Chumesi. We're having a conversation with him. He was telling us a lot about his moment at Chelsea, about the role he had with Michael Essien, about a whole lot, and just unfortunate that we have lost the opportunity to connect with him, but we're still working on the line. Hopefully the line will be restored and we'll get back to him. So yes, he's back on the line. Chumesi, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, so I was asking you about a lot of African players having the opportunity to travel and to have trials and justifies with English clubs and European clubs, but most of the time they don't make it. They are not selected. Why? What accounts for it?
Um, in England, the system is very hard. It's very hard for an African player to come here and play for some of the big clubs because of work permit. If you haven't played for Ghana national side for 80% of the international games, it's very hard to get work permit to play here. Sometimes you're given a special talent work permit, but even that, when it expires, you cannot unless you've played for Ghana. So let's say if you're youth international that you've played for the Ghana youth system and they see you as a special talent, you can be
Okay.
given visa but you have to be then after a year or two, you have to then go on and to represent the Ghana full national side for a certain amount of their games. And if you're not able to fulfill that, then you cannot go and represent Chelsea. It's the same case as Bertrand Traore, Burkina Faso player that was signed and signed at the age of 14. He couldn't play for the Chelsea senior side until he was 18 years old because, um, he wasn't quite playing for the Burkina Faso's senior side yet. But eventually, when he broke into the first team, then Chelsea gave him an opportunity. So that's how it works with the work permit around here. So it's hard for African players to come over here or for them to invite African players over here for trials and be able to sign them.
Mm. Now let us look at England playing against Ghana. Did you have the opportunity at the youth level to play against Ghana?
Yeah, yeah. We played against Ghana in the under 20s World Cup, of which Ghana won in the end in 2009. Ghana smashed us, to be fair, 1
Yeah.
0. Um, but I think it would have been a different outcome if all our players were fit that day. We had obviously coming to Africa in Egypt. Players couldn't acclimatize to the weather, the food, everything. So it was too hot for us. Also, we had players, 6 players who had a diarrhea on the day of the game. Danny Welbeck, Danny Rose, who would have strengthened us for sure. But they wasn't well. So we went out there with the players that perhaps would have not started the game. And Ghana were very, very good on the day. So credit to them as well. They smashed us.
And how did you feel after the game that Ghana triumphed over England? Were you sad? Was it a 50-50? You were sad and happy at the same time? What was the emotion like?
To be to be honest, from the tunnel, the way they came out from the changing room,
Mm.
them singing, praising God, they were doing Jama, proper.
Yeah.
And I was standing on the England side, and I was feeling like emotional. I was feeling proud at the same time, like that, like this is what goes on. We in the England side, we focused. We were just like standing there, like ready to go out. But they were coming out of the changing room playing like music, and everyone was dancing, and like the happy side of it before we went out. And then in the end, the celebration that they were doing, I wouldn't say like it was 50-50. I was happy for them at the same time because I had to chat with the Ayew and all the other boys that we met at the U17
Mm.
under 17s World Cup in Korea. So I already knew a lot of the team, a lot of the players before we went to the U20 as well. So those that we were friends, I was chatting to them after the game and before the game, and they were like a lot of insults was coming in from them as
Yeah.
well. I should have been on the Ghana side rather than the English side. But at the end they went on and achieved something great. So I'm very happy for them.
Mm. That under 20 side was a great side. But do you have any Ghanaian friends, Ghanaian footballer friends, aside Michael Asian, that you are in constant touch with?
Well, I speak to obviously they are used in England.
Mm.
So I speak to him quite a lot. I've stayed in touch with him. Also, I speak to Daniel Parry uh, a lot as well. So they are people that I've kept in touch with from Ghana. Um, and I've made a few friends when I come to Ghana as well in the Ghana Premier League. Players that I'm trying to also help um, somewhere, place them somewhere in Europe as well. Because obviously I've been in the game a long time now, and I've got a lot of connections with agents and clubs. So I try to help as many players as I can. I pass my experience on to them.
What do you make of Jordan Ayew's performance this season for Crystal Palace?
He has been excellent. He has been a man on a mission this year with a point to prove. Normally people here find him like labored. When they say
Mm.
labored, that's him like sometimes he could go missing out games. But this year he's playing with real confidence, where he's pushing the team forward on his own, doing skills that he's, when you're a player, you're on fire. When you're on form, you play with confidence, you play with swagger, and that's
Yeah.
what he's doing at the moment, and he's been excellent. He alone is carrying Crystal Palace at the moment,
Yeah.
and fair play to him and credit to him as well, for changing around. I think we need players like him and Andre in the Ghana Black Stars, on form and on happy. When players are happy, they give everything. So I
Mm.
think we need people like him, and we need to treat people like him very very well. Because when you treat them bad, or the people when he has a bad game and everyone's all complaining and moaning about what he's doing, then it drains confidence. And at the moment, you need players like him to be able to carry the national team.
Okay. Now let us look at another aspect of yourself. So from Chelsea, where did you go? Which other club did you play for? Let us progress from Chelsea.
Yeah. So after Chelsea, I went to Peterborough United in the English League One. Helped them get promoted to the Championship, uh,
Mm.
and then from then on, I moved on to Northampton uh, in the English League Two, and then I was injured. Actually, I was injured for almost 2 years.
Oh.
I sat 2 years out of the game. I tore everything in my knee. When I came back, the manager that took me to Northampton then took me to Yeovil, um, where I was at for 2 years, and we played Manchester United in the FA Cup, fourth round, um, and from then on, I moved on. After 2 years, I moved on to Northampton, uh, no, sorry, Newport County, and I was there for a while until now. I joined Maidenhead United.
Mm. Now let us look at yourself. What are the personal achievements that you've achieved in your playing career so far? What are some of the accolades?
Obviously, winning promotion twice
Okay.
to the in the English Championship was a
Mm.
massive achievement for me. And after being out for 2 years, thinking that I was never going to play football again,
Mm.
to be able to come back and currently still playing right now after what I went through, I think that's a massive achievement, and I thank God for that, because there was times where it was very very dark. I was getting setback upon setbacks, but you know, by His grace, I was back fit and playing again, and I'm still enjoying the game up to now. So yeah, that I know it's not something like I put
Mm.
winning promotion into
Mm-hmm.
the championship behind me being back playing again because of what I went through.
Okay. Which opposition has been your toughest opposition so far in your playing career?
I would say probably Spain
Okay.
when I played for England. Spain at youth level were crazy. They had so many talents.
Mm.
They beat us in the European Championship final,
Mm.
and they had like players that Sergio Busquets, who's ripping out for Barcelona,
Yeah.
playing at the time. Pedro was playing. So yeah, they were probably like my toughest opponents. And I'll say Germany will be up there as well, because they
Mm.
had Tony Cruz in midfield, who was just picking up passes and like just scoring crazy goals as well. And I'm sure he broke Ghana's heart as well at the under
Mm.
17s
Mm.
World Cup,
Mm.
when he scored that that goal in the third place playoff.
Mm.
And so yeah, them two countries have been the
Oh.
best two teams, the
So,
best
so
two
you've
teams I'll
mentioned
say I've
Tony
played against.
Cruz. You've mentioned Tony Cruz. You've mentioned Sergio Busquets. Tell us some of the big names that you've played with.
Some of the big names that I played with or
Yeah.
played against.
Or played with or played against. Yeah. Either ways.
Um, well, I played with Danny Rose. I played with Danny Welbeck. I played with Victor Moses, Ryan Bertrand, uh,
Mm.
Patrick Van Aanholt, obviously coming through the Chelsea system, playing with players that are currently playing in the Premier League. But played against Hazard when he was at
Okay.
Belgium, Benteke,
Mm.
Belgium, um, Pedro, Sergio Busquets. Um, yeah, that's the few that I can mention on the top of my head.
Mm. So, your parents, did they support the idea of you playing football at that young age, or they wanted you to go to school and maybe become a doctor or pick up another profession?
Just like any African parents, they want their son or daughters to become doctors. So when I first came here in England, the first thing my dad said to me was, "Hey, you've come to England now. Education here is free, so I want you to make sure you carry on with your studies." So my studies was the first priority. Even it went as far as my mom had to go behind my dad's back when the coach approached me, from the Chelsea scout approached me um, to meet the Chelsea scout.
Mm.
My dad wasn't very keen on me playing football, so my mom went and met the Chelsea scout behind my dad's back, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
My dad never knew that I signed for Chelsea until England called me up at under 16s level, and our game was live on TV.
Okay.
That's when he knew how serious football has gotten for me. So
And what
yeah,
was his reaction?
um, I was sneaking around the house to go to training when he goes to work. That's the
Okay.
time that I was allowed to leave the house to go to training. So every time he goes to work, then I go. But obviously, when he found out that I was playing football, he was very happy.
Mm. So let's connect with Ghana. Did you follow any of the Ghana Premier League clubs, Asante Kotoko, Folk? Which is your favorite?
I'm a Kotoko fan. I'm
Oh,
a, I'm a Kotoko
fabulous.
fan.
Why?
So
What
yeah, I do, I
influenced
do,
that
I do,
decision?
I do follow them a lot.
Okay. So, were you following some of the players? Which players back in England were you hearing about that was making exploits in the Ghanaian league?
Well, like obviously, I do follow, but not. I know Amos Frimpong, um,
Okay.
who I've spoken to quite a bit. Um, and when I come to Ghana, as well, I try to come and watch the Premier League games as much as I can, because it's something that we Africans need to start promoting. I know it's hard. It's hard with everything that's going on, but we need to start promoting it more so that
Mm.
it becomes like it should be on a world stage where we know when you go to Africa Cup of Nations, the amount of talent that is on show. But we need to also promote our own from the youth league. So it's something that I am trying my best to try to promote here and let my friends know. So even when they came and played the game at Barnet,
Mm.
Kotoko and Hearts came here in England to come and play the game. I tried to get some of my white friends to also come to the game to come and watch the atmosphere and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of trying to promote the youth league.
Okay. So we're praying that Hassan Kotoko will get the opportunity to play in the UK, so that you guys will
Hmm.
get to see the two Grammars clubs in the UK.
Yeah, it was massive. I think it's something that they need to think of and try to do that, like you know, like just go to a different country every time,
Mm.
to try to
Mm.
promote the Ghana League. I think it will be beneficial because you get Ghanaians abroad all over the place that would love to also see a team from their country playing in
Okay.
the in wherever they are at, to also try to promote because I was very happy to actually to see that Kontok and House are coming here to come and play, and the atmosphere, that the same atmosphere that I felt when Ghana played in England in the
Mm.
U20s World Cup is
Mm.
what I was feeling. The vibe, the jama, like how we go about our things.
Yeah.
It was excellent.
Okay, now let us touch on you have a football team in Ghana. What influenced that
Yeah.
decision to have a team in Ghana? And tell us more about that particular team and the project that you have in Ghana.
basically, I came to Ghana in after that the 20s World Cup in 2009, 2009 2010. I came to Ghana, and me and a couple of my old school friends were just like hanging about, just watching Monday special and Sundays in our area, and I saw a lot of talent. I saw people that I felt like if given opportunity on a better stage, they will probably grab it, but due to financial problems or whatever, they are not able to, like fulfill their potential. So we came up with an idea of trying to start an academy that will, that we can try to help and change some of these talented players' lives. So we started off with, I started off with two friends, set up Mirage Football Academy,
Mm.
which we set up in 2011. So we were able to, through that, I was able to help Gideon Ba to
Okay.
Honka from Kotoko. And then help, as we speak, I helped Jonathan Wasambute from Tema Youth to Werder Bremen as well.
Okay.
So, you know, we set up the academy to try to, like try to help players as much as also keeping in touch with some of the boys that are playing in the Ghana Premier League to see if I'll be able to help them out in many, many ways. So Mirage Football Academy was running for a while. We sent players to the UK to come and study as well as play football. And then while they're here, we send them on trials to Europe because we know that they cannot, due to work permit situation, they can't play here. But teams are more likely to take you serious when the player
Mm.
is only 1 hour, 2 hours flight away when they're already in Europe. So I use that option.
Okay.
We brought a boy here called George
Mm.
Asumani,
Mm.
to a school here in the UK, sent him on trials to a club in Lithuania. He went there, done well, signed a contract, and then obviously me and my two partners. Once things were moving very very well, like typical sometimes Africans. Sometimes when things are going well, then there's a part where someone wants to cheat somebody.
Yeah.
So obviously became a little bit of an issue. Then I broke away from that and set up a Phoenix Academy 2 years ago.
Mm.
Um, which is like a charity that we help people gain scholarship as well as obviously if we feel like they're very very talented, then we send them on trials to clubs in
Okay.
Europe. So far I've been able to help 7 boys
Mm.
who are currently in America playing and playing college soccer and also studying. And one of them actually just signed for LA Galaxy in about 2 months ago for this
That's
pandemic.
very great.
Yeah.
But we had press for time. But even before we go, what Ghanaian food do you enjoy best?
I like banku and okra a lot.
Okay, banku and okra. Okay, okay, that's very nice.
Yeah.
So, uh, now that Corona has paused football, are you training?
Yes, I do my own personal training
Personal training. Okay,
over here. So just in case whenever the league resumes,
you'll be ready.
I'll be nice and fit and ready to go.
Okay, okay. And you are married with how many children?
I've only got one.
Oh, you only got one. Okay, that's very nice. But
Yeah.
so your final message to Ghanaians watching you from the north to the south, east to the west. What message do you have for them?
Basically to keep believing. That's
Mm.
one. Pray hard. Um, we are trying to help those that we feel are that needs our help the most. So please pray for us that what the intention that we have to try to bring something good to Ghana, um, we're able to fulfill that because it will be good for all of us. Those that have the privilege to travel abroad, to come back home and bring something also to help employment rate, to also help let talented kids fulfill their dreams.
I,
So we need a lot of support from everyone with prayers, and we continue to do the best that we can.
are you on social media? If anybody wants to connect with you on social media, are you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, at Stefano 16. Um, so you'll be able to find me there. And my academy is Phoenix Academy,
Okay.
GH.
Thank you very much, Asset Nana Chumesi. It's a pleasure speaking to you. Bye bye for now.
Thank you very much for having me on. And I would like to say a big happy birthday to our sister as well, Leah. Hope you have a blessed day.